All right. Welcome, everybody, to another shocking episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. All right. Seems like everything's going smooth on this live so far. The most dangerous inmate in U.S. history, ladies and gentlemen. Give it one moment for the masses to unfold on this Sunday morning. Randall the Vandal with the first blood, man. Welcome, my friend. Carria, Gordon, Iam, Mike, Maine, SWAT, Atrocity, Official Lefty Gunplay, Chop Saw. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. Like I said, the title of the video is The Most Dangerous Inmate in U.S. History. All right. And this is going to kind of bring us into an upload that's coming y'all's way probably tomorrow of the most dangerous inmates in U.S. history. It's going to be a handful of individuals. A couple of them we kind of tapped into, including this guy that we're going to be speaking about today. I made a video in the past about him. We're going to get into more detail with him live, though. This is the individual today that we're speaking about. And he changed the face of prison security. Ladies and gentlemen, the things that he's done. This is Thomas Silverstein. Or Silverstein. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. It says, often referred to as Terrible Tom. This is his younger days. He spent quite a bit of time in prison. This is what he looked at like towards the end. And he's probably even right then at that old ripe age, just as treacherous as he was back in the day. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. And tap that subscribe notification bell. Set it to all if you're new. All things lockup and crime related. But let's get back to the beginning. Terrible Tom is widely considered the most dangerous inmate in U.S. history regarding violence committed within the prison system. A former leader of the Aryan Brotherhood prison gang, Silverstein's extreme violence directly catalyzed the creation of the modern federal supermax prison. This dude shaped the face of the supermax prison system. That's legendary, man. In the U.S. history, you can only imagine what kind of stuff he's done. Let's get into some of the details and key violent incidents that this man has endured throughout the years. Let's go ahead and close this one out. This is him a little younger. Younger days, 1987, a year after I was born. This guy was rocking and rolling in the cell blocks. I was just a damn little tiny baby. And here I am today speaking about him. Crazy to think, huh? But it says Robert Chappelle, 1981, was his first victim, I believe. Silverstein and fellow inmate Clayton Fountain were convicted of strangling Chappelle, a member of the D.C. Blacks gang at a USP Marion. Now, I don't know if y'all understand, but the federal prison system works a lot like the state prison system in the west coast of the country. All right, where the politics is what they call it, inmates call it, is very similar. You know, they stick to their own kind in there or area. And the feds, you know, nowadays they stick to more along the lines of area and their kind in a sense. I don't know. I haven't been there, just hearing from so many interviews I've done, people who've done time in there, but it's ran very similar like California, you know, grouped up, racial tension is high. So for them to do something like that, it says the DC Blacks, and look, the DC car in the federal prison system, I heard, is very, very treacherous, man, you know, so to do something like that is pretty much asking for war. You know, he's part of the Aryan Brotherhood. You know, it's gonna be bloodshed. It probably had a lot of bloodshed repercussions with other inmates following that situation in 1981, and that he was doing this before I was born. I was a figment of I wasn't even in people's imagination yet. My parents were just thinking about having a kid, you know? And this dude was rocking and rolling once again in the cell block. Yo, Death, do a video on David Varela. He just got extradited from Hong Kong back to the U.S. I was in the Navy with that guy and can speak personally on how weird he was. Dude's evil. All right, I'll check him out. Weld, JB, appreciate you, my friend. But yeah, that was the first, killing that's mentioned here. The second one was Raymond Cadillac Smith a year later. All right. In a retaliatory strike against the DC blacks, Silverstein and Fountain stabbed Smith, the gang's national leader, 67 times with an improvised weapons. They then dragged his body along the prison catwalks to taunt the other inmates. Imagine that. Even the individuals in this live stream right now that's been to the penitentiary. Let me read something else to y'all really quick about that situation. It says here that Smith, the national leader of the DC blacks, the same one that we just spoke about, 1982, Raymond Smith, was transferred to Marion to avenge Chappelle's death. Okay? Silverstein and Fountain intercepted Smith as he left a shower and stabbed him 67 times. They knew that he was what he was there to do, and they still stopped it. Crazy, huh? You know, that's the type of stuff that's going on in the federal prison system, state prison system all the time, you know? Plans and for lives to be taken and moves to be making, right? All day, every single day inside a prison. This lifestyle is going on, man. As much as we're talking every day and wake up, they're living this wild lifestyle. But it goes on to say that in 1983, another year later, on October 22nd, Officer Merrill Klutz, 1983, Silverstein used a homemade key and shank to attack Officer Klutz while being escorted from a shower. He stabbed the unarmed guard approximately 40 times. Silverstein claimed that the murder was retaliation for Klutz allegedly harassing him and destroying his artwork. Ladies and gentlemen, that makes perfect sense. This is him getting a little older, but still just as treacherous. I mean, look, artwork in prison to inmates, especially ones that are doing life, you destroy it, chances are they will try to kill you, you know, and they'll take it very personal, you know. Just stepping on someone's shoes in a regular GP block could turn into death if you don't say excuse me to the right person, right? Very extreme situations in these medium to high level prisons. Even the low level prisons, people can get triggered, but what makes it so different is the amount of time inmates are, you know, doing. And these low levels, man, they might get like 10 years or less. You know, they're not really facing nothing major unless they walk their time down. You know, they're long time elderly lifer or something like that. But medium to high, man, it's a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game. Because these inmates be embracing the stuff to death, man. And look, the story that I'm bringing your way, I don't know which one I'm bringing your way next, but I believe it's going to be probably on the inmates that have been passing away in New York, upstate New York. 3 inmates found dead within a week this year, man. I believe they're all being killed by their cellmates, right? It's like fight to the death in the cell. Can you imagine that, being locked in? And you know, as soon as you jump off that rack, that you're about to fight your cellmate, and chances are, if he don't chill, or one of y'all don't take it to that level, it's gonna be a fight to the death, right? In that cell, only one person's gonna be leaving. That's why it's so tricky in a mental warfare in there to make sure that you survive, especially with a maniac cellmate, man. I'm here to tell you. You better fight like you mean it, and that's the situation. A lot of people don't understand. They think they've only had street fights, right? They're sitting in the cell, street fight mentality. It isn't until you see someone get beat like a piece of freaking, T-bone steak that you realize fighting is just a little more extreme in prison or on the streets, depending on where, how it happens. But, it's just totally different ball game, man. And I don't think people understand. A lot of people that are fighting in there realize that the other guy's going to be fighting to the death. They might think that he's going to stop, but they don't. That's treacherous. So be on the lookout for that story about New York inmates coming up. It's wild. Not to mention one of the inmates sounds just like my homeboy, man. I'll break it down when we get there, man. It's crazy, crazy story. Well, I mean, you're locked in a cell, right? That's the number one thing. There's no running. There's no one there to stop it. The COs are supposed to do it, but how can they really, there's so much noise in a lot of these prisons, they can't distinguish what's really happening. Most of the prisons I was in, it was a zoo, animal show, man. It was loud as hell all the time. And someone get knocked out, killed, whatever, screaming. And these guards ain't nowhere to be found, man. That's a fact. $20 from Chris. Congrats on the 1 million. Been here since 2020. Thank you, my friend. That's a stretch. But this dude, when I see photos of this guy, it reminds me of the movie with Val Kilmer. Rest in peace, Val. Damn. Broke my heart seeing that guy pass away, man. Island of Dr. Monroe will live in my heart forever. But this dude reminds me of that movie he did. What was it, Felon? What was it called? Felon or something like that? He was the old school convict, man, That was respected, but he didn't really run with no one because he could kill anyone he wanted anytime he wanted. Great movie. Fantastic. A lot of these movies that people say are like not realistic. I mean, I don't care. They're somewhat realistic, I'm going to embrace it. I feel like they're all the prison movies I've seen, except for a couple, have been realistic enough for me to enjoy, or just completely extreme to the point where I enjoy it. I remember it was like break out and cell block something. And it was he's usually doing comedian movies, right? Tall dude. It was so ridiculous. Dude was like breaking everybody's bones and stuff, man. But it was good. Brawling, cell block something. Either way, let's move on to back to Mr. Silverstein here. He stabbed an unarmed guard approximately 40 times and claimed the murder was in retaliation for Klutz allegedly harassing and destroying his artwork. It says, confinement in legacy. Following the murder of Officer Klutz. Man, I know he was treacherous back then, man. Look at this dude, looked like a damn Spartan. He was damn doing... him and his homeboy stabbed dude over, 64 times? As he came out the shower and then dragged the body across the catwalk, man. Like I was saying, can you imagine any ex-cons seeing something like that? I mean, I can imagine it, but it's something that people would never, ever forget. They probably tell stories of this guy at every party they go to. Anyone that survived that prison and got out and hit the streets and seen that situation, or any situation like it, I can guarantee tells this story at every campfire, every drinking party session, every bar. I mean, when they get to telling stories, they tell that one. Yeah, that dude looks like, damn, what's his name from God of War, man? Kratos? I got him up here somewhere. Yeah, I got him right here. Kratos. The N64 version, Jang, right? Was it? Damn. PlayStation or something. I can't remember what console the first one came out on, but that was the best one, man. That scene with that one Greek goddess. Press X repeatedly. I'm gonna replay that one a few times. I know y'all know what I'm talking about, all y'all damn players. PS2? Okay, yeah. Classic, man. But either way. It says, following the murder of Officer Klutz and the separate murder of Officer Robert Hoffman by Clayton Fountain. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The homeboy that he stabbed dude up 64 times, he killed someone else as well. Another guard. They were just killing everything in there, man. Any chance they got. But I can guarantee this. It wasn't for nothing. Dudes like this in prison, even if it's minute, they're killing for a reason. There's a for sure reason. So they ain't just maniacs out there like some of the guys I'm gonna speak about in the most dangerous inmates, man. One of them is old Jamie Asuna. I don't know if you remember that guy, but he's definitely on the top 5, man. And AI found, I look at what AI has to say too when I do my research, and he's on their top list as well. That dude's a maniac. Edward Norton, American History X. Yeah, he kind of looks like him, doesn't he? Trim that goat down a little bit, man. That movie was treacherous. Never forget that movie. It was a good movie, though. Great movie. Never forget it. Certain movies growing up, man, you know, I'll never forget. They're just like implanted into my mind. There was another one, but the title is kind of, you know, fleet, but Kids was definitely a classic for me, man. It's like, let's go to New York, man, and let's go to the party somewhere out there. That had a horrible turn of events at the end, man. It made me think twice about sleeping with anything, man. Damn. Anyways, it says, following the murder of the correctional officer, the Bureau of Prisons issued a no human contact order. Solitary confinement. Silverstein was placed in extreme isolation for 36 years. From this image right here, 87, probably to this image right here, he was by himself in a cell. 37 years, this man sat in that tank by himself. Unreal. My live chat keeps disappearing. Gotta keep clicking it to pop it open, but Dad showed me Kids. Yeah, that's a crazy one, man. What was it? Requiem was crazy too, man. It made me look at my girlfriend some kind of way like, man, you better not be doing none of this crazy stuff for money. Oh, that was a crazy classic movie, man. Ending wild as hell. But, man, y'all keep getting me sidetracked here. It is live, so. Solitary confinement. Silverstein was placed in extreme isolation for 36 years. He spent 23 hours a day in an 80-square-foot cell with lights permanently turned on for constant surveillance. Ladies and gentlemen, I had to experience this. I had to experience this in Virginia Beach jail, and I'm here regretfully saying, Grizzy's locked back up in Virginia Beach jail. You better stay out of trouble, big dog, if you're listening to this, man. You don't want to go to that damn green room. I'm here to tell you. But I'll give you an update on old Grizzy, you know, later on down the road. He's not on papers no more, so he's a free man. He ain't got to face no violations. That's what kept sending him to prison and stuff. So, at least he's, you know, he's got that. Either way, I've been in a solitary confinement for getting in trouble. They put me in a cell, closed the door, put a metal flap over the window so you couldn't see out of it, and they kept the lights on in the cell 24/7. Absolute. Look, I've been in many holes and shoes, whatever you want to call it. I want to just say holes. I'll take it the wrong way, but I've been in many 23-in-1 units. Every prison or establishment I was at, if I remember correctly. Yep, every single one. I was in the hole. Went there for getting in trouble tattooing or something. And never nothing too major, drugs or nothing like that, you know, but every single one of them had nothing on Virginia Beach's hole, man. The lights 24/7 drove me mad. Look, I wouldn't get in trouble even if someone paid me. I had to get the hell out of there. I was, man, just get me out of here, right? And the worst part about it was, they said I threatened a CO, but I didn't. I didn't say, well, no, wait, that was the time I didn't threaten them. They locked it down, and we were playing poker, and I screamed bitch through the door to the sergeant. And I ran to my bed real quick, trying to act like I was sleeping. They came in there and damn hit hog tied my ass. Oh, I couldn't believe they popped that U-turn. I said, oh, because I was looking at them out the window like this. And because you gotta hit it from the side, man, to get those long catwalk views. You can get right up on it, right? When they popped that damn U-turn, I knew it was game over, man. Terrifying. That was the wrath of Virginia Beach. They hucklebucked me, man, carried me down, just like I said. Hands, wrists. I was flying pretty much on Aladdin's rug to the shoe, man. They didn't stomp me out or nothing, thank God. You know, but they kept me in there for quite a while. And it was the worst because of all the lights were on 24/7. Then they brought some straight. Man, I never experienced. I saw 2 bunks in there, but I was in there by myself for like the first week. And I've never been in a hole where they give you a cellmate. They crack the door. I'm thinking I'm getting released, man, right? Move the metal flat. They bring in the most gangster-ass dude I've ever seen in my life in that shit. So now I'm bidding with this gangster dude talking all this gang stuff non-stop. And he was like 6'3", 280. Huge, grown dude, too, like probably in his 40s. And, yeah, every time they brought the phone over there, and they brought the phone over there way more to him than to anybody else in there, man. So I knew for sure he had some power, but, you know, dude was so loud. He would even talk dirty to his girl. I'm listening to this dude talk dirty to his girl, man. Oh, it's like, God, get me out of this shit. All right, I'm in a whole lights on 24/7, y'all. I'm not playing. It was torture, but I got released and eventually went to prison. Thank goodness. Oh, you know, but it's crazy in the hole, man. And this dude did 36 years in isolation, 23 hours a day, 1 hour out, probably in that little concrete box with a little sunlight out the top. 23-1, and that's my second channel name. I changed it back to 23-1 instead of 23 and Fun. I had uploads of my camping adventures. I'm done with that. Look, I'm done with that, man. It's prison related. All right, it's gonna be clips and shorts from all my classics and all over there on 23-1. If you want to go check it out, it's on my homepage and linked if you want to hit the subscribe button over there. But this dude was on 23-1 for 36 years. With the lights permanently turned on for constant surveillance. I've been in a cell with cameras. I was in a cell block with cameras. And this was in Virginia Beach as well. Man, don't go to Virginia Beach jail. They got something for you. But I was in there as well. And I remember the cell block was like a 5-cell block. And each cell had a camera. And I remember getting up in that camera like this. Seeing if that shit was even working, if I'd seen any movement or anything, because I'm trying to get in there, you know. The best thing about being in the hole is, you know, some personal time, some rub down time. So I couldn't help it, man. You know, I couldn't take it no more, right? So I said, all right, I'm gonna figure out real quick. I covered that jank up, man, in like 10 minutes. I heard the doors, keys coming. That thing is active, man. Active as hell. They came, told me to take the thing off and stop covering the damn camera. So I knew. But at the same time, I've been in cells where it wouldn't work, right? And I'd done those tricks and I was still didn't trust it. I felt like the COs on the other end, like, man, watch, he probably thinks we're going to come over there and just say something. But that's what I was thinking in my head, right? So I would cover up the camera anyway, you know, even if I thought it was broke or something, and you know, get some personal time. But there's only like 2 cells actually that I've ever been in with cameras like that, and it's horrible. This dude had to live under constant surveillance, ladies and gentlemen, for 36 years. You know, I honestly think that might be worse than a death sentence. Yeah. So when people say, you know, now I really think about it, a lot of people say just put him down, you know, this, that, and the third. I honestly think that might be worse than death. Actually, I can almost guarantee it. You know, I don't know what happens after death, but it can't be worse than... Well, yeah, it can be. It can be, but, you know, You know what I mean? It just depends on how you look at it. One thing's for sure, I don't want to be in a cell with the lights on 24 freaking 7, man. So that could be some straight torture, for sure. Hey, shout out to you, Seth. Let me hit up the chat for a second before I move forward. Get yourself some romance novels. I can't do the romance novels, man. I just went by straight memories of past fruitions. Oh, man. Oh, man. This dude is treacherous, though, man. This dude is treacherous right here, though, ladies and gentlemen. I can't read a book. Never have in my life. Jeez, crazy clown. I didn't read too much books in my life either. Honestly, I don't know how I graduated. But I have one read one, and that is the old Biblioteca Bible. Believe it or not, I had some really good stories in there, man. And it helped me in my dark times. So that's just my 2 cents. Let me continue with this, though. Supermax inspiration came from this individual, or the altercations that he came across, or he did. This design was inspired because of him. The 1983 murders led directly to the design of the Administrative Maximum Security Facility, ADX Florence, in Colorado, where Silverstein was eventually transferred in 2005. Can you imagine that? Being transferred to the prison that was designed because of the incidents that you caused. That's his prison for the most part. They built that thing because of him. It's his home. This guy should live in legendary history in that prison, man. You know, so absolutely unreal. Pure treachery. Reading is the one addiction I would encourage, fund, and support. I love books. Yeah, a lot of people, see, that's the thing. A lot of people tend to swing towards those books, man, more than others. I got issues with reading, especially fictional. I don't like fictional movies. I like true stories or just learning stuff more than anything. But if there's more people in the room talking, I can't concentrate. I'll read, but it's like it doesn't go in my brain. But I'm reading it word for word. If there's people in the area talking, it's hard for me. So it was very hard for me to read in prison. I had to get earplugs and do all this kind of steps just to concentrate on reading anything. It's definitely an escape for sure, man, for many people. But my number one escape in prison, man, let's say like in the hole or something, if I got, nothing to do, my number one escape in there was fishing. Oh, I would fish the dude's cells, man. We would be messing around all damn day doing stupidest stuff, man. Or screaming at some piece of shit in the cell block. We bit off of making him feel bad or joke him. And then there's guys in there. There's certain... See, when you're in the hole, there's characters. You don't even know what they look like. You can just hear them by their voice and their demeanor. They're characters, right? And there's a character for every, like, the kill time in the hall. There's always going to be someone back there for the most part helping you bid. But it's still treacherous. Chess. Yeah, chess was crazy, man. You know, I play chess with a couple people, but that gets boring. You know, I'd rather just fish and try to get some contraband around town, you know. My whole thing was trying to get tobacco from one cell block to the other, you know, because believe it or not, certain COs, they were tight. And you couldn't get nothing from trustees or nothing, couldn't get nothing. You know, it just depends. Some of it was like an iron wall. You really had to jump through some hoops to get a ciggy that day back there or something. But that's how I killed my time. Not to mention lots of rub downs. Oh, my shoulders hurt so bad back there. Don't let anybody tell you that otherwise. They do that a few times in there. But Silverstein, eventually, just like anybody else on this great planet Earth, passed away May 11th, 2019 at the age of 67 due to complications from a heart surgery. And that's the end of Mr. Silverstein's story. He lived and died in a very treacherous place for the majority of his life. Let's go back to the original photo. Let's move this one over here so you can get a good contrast. Man, oh man, how time flies, ladies and gentlemen. How time flies, doesn't it? I interviewed someone named Mitch Smiley. And hopefully he's doing all right. I see some posts on him on Instagram with his artwork and stuff sometimes. But he did, if you ain't seen that interview, you need to go check it out, man. 38 years in the California prison system. He made it out. He's seen some wild stuff, man. Not to mention I had a few other people. I got someone coming on the show. I believe on the next interview is going to be E Solid. I don't know if you remember him. But he's going to be speaking. I'm going to try to get him to speak on the C murder situation. He's been locked up in cell blocks with all these dudes, man. So his story is absolutely unbelievable. Be on the lookout for that. Get a little roundup part 2 with that. And anybody else, want to tell your prison story, hit me up on Instagram. We're about to crank them up. We do them all by Zoom, remotely. All right, I'm not shipping you down over here to East Tennessee. If you want to get up on in the mix, hit me up. I'm out here though. Hopefully you enjoyed this little live stream. 31 minutes. That's a good number. That's what I was aiming for. Damn. I feel like there's a mosquito in my room or something, but enjoying this time with you talking about the big house. Hey, yeah, I got so much I could talk about it, man. Like I said, I spent my whole damn 20s pretty much in there. In and out, if anybody didn't know. And it's been talking about it ever since I got out with y'all. So it's kind of like just a huge part of my life, old penitentiary, man, or prison. And dudes like this, man, I mean, look at them. You would never in a million years. This is what prison's all about. You could be sitting right next to someone, playing cards with them, and have no idea that he butchered people in the past. I never forget asking people when they're going home, after they ask me when I'm going home, and they tell me they're never going home, and then you learn what they did, and you can't believe that you're even playing softball, waiting in line in the shower with these individuals, Crazy, crazy, crazy experience going to prison, man. You see the worst of the worst for that state. I strongly recommend, ladies and gentlemen, look, I wouldn't say I got lucky. I was definitely had a hedge of protection around me from above. Not to mention, I just am kind of a good people's person, knew how to diverge, bob and weave certain situations that could have cost me my life. Honestly, you definitely could have. And many other people have died for less in prison. So I'm here to tell you, stay free. Your prison ride is not promised to be like mine or anybody else's who came out unscathed, man. You could get with the wrong cellmate and literally die. Not playing. It's happening so much all around us, every state. So, well, not every state. I think Maine, man, there ain't like hardly anything going on up there, man. New Hampshire, I don't hear nothing about those states, man. Violence wise and stuff like that. Contraband every once in a while, but I'm out of here. Till the next time, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave. Help me get to that 10 million. And look, when I get that plaque, the gold plaque, that's when it's locked in and for sure. I haven't even gotten a notification from YouTube or anything about my 1,000,000 subscribers or how to get the plaque. Usually I thought there'd be like a fireworks on the dashboard or something. Like, gradually I didn't get none of that. I guess they have to do like their little checks. But once I get it, I'm gonna go live, and I got a whole box up there of stuff, of hats to give away, and I'm trying to give other stuff away as well. I don't have no t-shirts in stock. I've always done that through the print and demand stuff. But I'm gonna get some made up with some nice t-shirts personally to give away to y'all. And ladies and gentlemen, go check out the store. I got a new store up and running. Not Teespring. Teespring, they were shipping stuff super late. Took forever for people to get. I heard so many complaints. So I went to this new print on demand, and it seems to be working very smooth. I got some new designs, and I'll be uploading designs here periodically. And like I said, 23-in-1, my second channel. If you want to see clips from my old stuff you might have missed, I'll have the original video underneath those clips, so you go, come back over here and check out the full video. A lot of the clips are going to be interviews, powerful prison stories that a lot of people might have missed because the interviews are like an hour and a half long. I'm going to take some of those pieces out and highlight them. I think a lot of people might have missed out. Either way, till the next time, y'all be easy, be safe, and more importantly than anything, say it with me at home. Go ahead. Stay free, my friends. Stay free.